welcome to Restaurant Punk.
Welcome.
Restaurant Punk.
How you guys doing today?
Pretty good.
You guys
Fantastic.
look good today.
Thank you.
Pete.
My
Look
goodness.
relaxed. It looks like you rested after a long weekend.
Oh, is that what that looks like? Is that the look?
Yeah, that's a few birthday shenanigans.
Oh, it's your birthday?
That's right.
Yeah.
Happy
How old are you?
birthday.
33?
Old enough to
Old
Baby.
enough.
What? 33.
I remember what it was like.
I don't. It's been a while.
All right. Well, I got a little something for you
Okay.
guys. So it's kind of a coin toss because I know some of our restaurants do one thing and some of our restaurants do the other. Fresh flowers versus fake flowers. Decor on the table in your restaurant. What do you think? I feel like when we first started, a lot of the you go to Home Goods, TJ Maxx, you see those fake plants. You're like, this would look good in the corner. This would look good here. You know, the fake shrubbery on the walls or on a fence outside. And then, you get those little bouquet of flowers with lots of different colors and you pick them through and you put them on every table and they last 4 to 7 days, hopefully.
Yeah.
And,
I think we've dove into this before. First impressions are really important and we want to be special and we want to elevate the experience and all that. But when your servers don't water the flowers, what's worse than dying things? And
Hold on, what'd you say when your server what?
when no one waters the flowers, when somebody forgets how the table's supposed to look, that you intended this perfection on your table. If it doesn't execute 100% the way you wanted it to,
But that's with
I'll take a plastic flower sometimes.
That's with every detail in your restaurant. That's side work. That's polishing silverware. That's speaking straight into your mic. That's
Thank you.
I'm getting
For
cues from
recognizing.
all around.
All right.
But no, that's a detail. That goes with every other detail that you have to be careful and keep an eye on in your restaurant. Are your seats wiped? Are the crevices in the seats wiped down? Is it swept under the table? Are the flowers watered? Is it less or more important than all those details?
Okay. So what may be important to you as an owner or even someone who's a manager may not translate to the server. Okay. Let's just be real. Not all servers give a shit. And they will prioritize some things, but not others. Visually, I think fresh flowers look better, but that becomes expensive over time. Is it worth the cost? That would be what I would think. Okay. And then, right, like you said, the upkeep. Realistically, is that going to be on the top of their list? Probably not. And then you have the issues of fake flower arrangements. They can go horribly wrong. They can be awful, but they also could be done in a tasteful way. And then you run into the issue of them becoming dusty and grimy over time. Is that even a look you want?
Well, I agree. But does it also, what type of restaurant do you have? Are you doing fine dining, upscale casual? Are you a fast casual place? Like our George's Place restaurants, we're fast casual, little up from your normal places. But
I think identity is a big thing. If you're going to a steakhouse, I'm not looking at the flowers.
But you may not look at it. Doesn't mean it doesn't influence the atmosphere.
True, absolutely. It has everything to do with
Yeah.
atmosphere.
I feel like
priority
everybody,
list.
Yeah,
there's points when I'm sitting at a table and I'm conversing with everybody. Maybe I'm sitting with a 5 or a 6 top and a conversation takes place where I'm not really 100% in on it. I just start, looking around the room and seeing little details.
And that's our sickness as owners.
Well, probably, yeah, it is. It really is. But I look at the details when I go out and I pay attention to the little things.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There are people though that
We're very passionate about this.
You, and then I decided I'll have manners.
but I think there are people that appreciate when you go out and they're fresh flowers on the table at an upscale casual place to fine dining. I feel like that's very important, especially for fine dining.
Yes.
If you're going to put flowers on the table.
Obviously.
If I see fake flowers and I'm paying $70 for an entree or I'm spending above $80 per person going out for dinner, I don't want fake flowers
Right,
on
of
my
course
table.
not, yeah.
Well, is that in the same realm as fake versus battery candles? Are you creating an ambiance or effect that's a little cheaper? I don't know.
Look, I think if you're going for there was a restaurant in Philly. Can I get a fact check? Does anybody remember the restaurant in Philly that had like
Fact check.
500 candles on one wall? And it just glowed. I was
sounded like Shimon.
Tangerine.
Yeah, right. That's what I was
Was it
thinking.
Tangerine? Was it a Continental? I feel like it was a Steven Starr restaurant, but I remember they would light real candles, and there were at least, realistically, at least like 350
Holy
candles
shit. That's a lot.
for an effect. Now, would 350 fake candles that have a, frosted look to it in the container have that same effect? Probably. On a table, when I can look down and see, give me a real candle. Give me a real candle. Yeah. I bust my ass. Not anymore, but I used to when I opened YB with the fresh candles, figuring out the easiest way to clean out each candle holder every night.
So then there's that, right? So is it worth the trouble of the server not cleaning out the wax built up in the holder versus using a fake candle?
How many corners do you cut to save a buck? Is it the candles and getting fake ones? And then in addition, now I'm going to put in fresh fake flowers so I don't have to water them. Okay,
well, this is how I feel with anything.
Okay.
I don't think it's taking a shortcut necessarily if you use faux anything necessarily. It's how you execute it. If done properly, you can make fake knockoff shit, faux whatever look great, but you just have to execute it well. That's the difference.
Agreed, 100%.
Because you can turn the atmosphere of the restaurant can be completely different. And I'm not talking one color paint. I'm just talking doing something really cool with patterns and fades and gradients and stuff like that to really make it pop.
Well, you've walked in the restaurants that are all fake, everything. Especially with greenery and plants and all that. I feel like I'm walking into like a Jumanji exhibit that's just decorated in faux everything. And I'm like...
You don't like that? Like rainforest, like
the rainforest cafe.
I didn't want to dish out a specific name, but you said it. But
Rainforest Cafe.
Look, I don't know where I've heard this before, but sometimes a little bit of something is too little and a lot of something is a lot.
I agree, yeah.
But a ridiculous amount of something is just right. And I feel like that's what Rainforest Cafe is. It's a ridiculous amount of
if you're gonna
all
go
that
for it,
fake
go all
shit.
in,
They're all in, all or nothing.
Yeah, I just think, you know what, people, if they'd spend more time on Pinterest, so many good ideas on there. And it could trigger like even more creative ideas. And there's cheap ways to make your atmosphere pop in the restaurant that involves very, very little. You just have to like explore more.
Do you DIY or do you rely on somebody else?
No, I DIY everything. I do. But I think people have the idea in their head that I'm not creative. I can't do this because I've never done it before. Okay. Watch a YouTube video, watch Pinterest, watch whatever. There's ways to learn anything pretty much, especially on YouTube. So just learn it. You'd be surprised what you can learn.
Liz made these beautiful light boxes.
Beautiful.
They're going to go on sale in the Restaurant Punk store one day.
Yeah. I'm like, I didn't want to spend $100 for the other ones that they found online. I was like, I'll make my own.
But I think Liz hit the nail on the head. It's how you execute it. And I think that's what it comes down to. And I think you're right. I think if you look at a few Pinterest boards, Instagram videos, and reels of how to do things quick, I feel like your imagination and your creativity can get you a long way. Because I think people look for the easy way. Buy it, hang it up, call it a day. But you got to put a little work into it. Like Noelle with Petunia, lot of greenery.
Right.
Some faux, lot real. We have real on all the tables that we get changed out every week in the windows. But on the walls, with some of them she made with the faux. And I didn't like it when she put it up at first, but when you put
there were stages of it.
There were stages. And when you see it all put together,
cohesive,
it looked good. I really like that. Yeah, it's a formed idea. So
I mean, this room
it all comes together.
Was decorated by Noelle.
Yeah. Noelle created this studio.
We could have made it simple. We could have gone with one solid bright wall and called it a day. But no, sometimes you just got to push yourself and you just have to think outside the box and just
she stuck these one by one.
Yeah, these are all glued on.
These are all one by one that she did. Everything. You created these. I did nothing for anything.
So Pete showed up.
I showed up.
Yep.
And that's it. Yeah. So when it comes down to it, though, if you're opening up your next restaurant,
do you slap it all together?
Do you just say fake flowers, real flowers, or if you're not going to put real flowers, don't do anything at all?
I don't know. Like I said, it depends on
It depends.
Or if you're committed to executing it well. Just with anything in your restaurant, anything, be committed to executing it really well. And it doesn't necessarily take a lot of money to do that.
And I would say that when you take the time out to do that, people will notice.
Yes.
It's not going to be everybody, but there's going to be 1 out of 20 that'll come in and they'll notice one of the details that you did. And they'll appreciate it.
Yeah, and
'Cause
there'll
it's
be
just
like
a one.
19 out of 20 Nikos that don't appreciate atmosphere.
Exactly. 100% because
much.
we'll get into that
Yeah.
later.
Okay, that's it. That's my tip.
Anything else you want to add to that?
No.
Okay, good
No,
talk.
I thought of a good next idea though. You know, do you slap together a restaurant or do you refine it all the way?
I'm gonna say
and then open your doors.
The one
So
thing I
it's
don't like are those little cactuses, those little things, and they'll
Yeah.
put them up like just in like a front window.
I've had those
Because
cactuses.
they're like, you know, I can't do
Like
the
real
plants.
ones?
Yeah,
Yeah, real
well,
ones.
I think they're. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
either they're
don't
fake
need to
ones with
water 'em.
really sharp points.
Succulents
or-
are pretty popular.
Succulents.
That sounded perverted, but was meant to be.
Yeah, I feel like those are.
That was not the intent.
Well, I'm gonna vote for what you said.
Yes.
Execution is key, and if you do it right, it's gonna come out nice.
Yeah,
And don't skimp out on details. They will
Absolutely.
not go unnoticed.
exactly. All right, good talk, Matt.
Good talk, man. It was a pleasure. Are you drinking wine? Do you still have more in there? And cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
Restaurant Punk. Till next time, guys.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye bye.